Hey there, guys. Welcome back to Texas Beer Reviews. And on this episode, we will be looking at Adelbert's Naked Nun. Yeah. Okay. So this is their wit beer. Adelbert's recently started canning. I think it was this year. They've had all their beers released in 750 milliliter cork and cage, and it's awesome that they started canning some stuff. I don't think I've seen any other cans. I'm not sure actually if there are any other cans. There might be. This is the one that I've seen around town. No, I've never had it before. I'm pretty excited to try it because I do love wit beers, and I'm glad that they put it in a 12-ounce format like that because it's not always I want to open up a 750 milliliter bottle of wit beer to drink in a night. But a little bit about Adelbert's. They are out of Austin, Texas. They also have a side project brewery called Oddwood that's has released a couple bottles, or has released a couple different bottles so far, and they're opening up their own brewery. They do saisons and things like that, but Adelbert's does Belgian style ales. And but anyway, a little bit about wit beer, or not wit beer, Naked Nun. There's a description. Dell, I guess is from Adelbert's, was robbed and stripped of all his clothing while hiking down from Cerro de, I'm gonna screw this up, Cerro de Monserrate, Colombia, Monserrate. After he got the attention of some local nuns while hiding behind some sheep, they were kind enough to give him a blanket and bus fare to get home. So I guess that's kind of the inspiration for this beer. Yeah, as you know, wit beer is a Belgian style wheat ale, brewed with coriander, orange peel, things like that. Anyway, pretty excited to try it. I do love wit beer, as I mentioned. So let's go ahead and get into it. A little bit more about it. It's 5.8%. Pull this back a little bit more. Good Lord, I'm getting beer everywhere on this one. It's just coming out of this can. One sec. Alright, that was not coming out of the can the right way, the way I wanted it to. Anyway, beer all over my keyboard. So, pours out a pretty light, just a slight haze to it. Light pale straw color. It's got a nice white head, not super frothy. It's got some decent carbonation here as well. So I can't remember now if I mentioned before. Got everywhere. It's 5.8% alcohol. The volume doesn't list any IBUs or anything like that. So, but let's go ahead and check out the aroma. So, typical, wit beer. You get those, like the spices, a bit of the orange peel, then wheat malt to it. Just a nice lemon-like characteristic to it as well. Not super lemony, but it's there. But it's definitely really well balanced with the malts. Bready, almost a slight like banana like note to it as well from those kind of clove like phenols. Come from the yeast strain. But it smells pretty good. So let's check it out. Cheers. Really refreshing. Oh, I like this one. So it's got you get the wheat malt there. It's got this nice, very light, almost honey-like breadiness to it. It's kind of this honey-like sweetness. I'm getting a touch of kind of a lemon citrusy character, but it's pretty light. Some of the spices, but mostly I think what's standing out to me is that the wheat malt, and the yeast strain. Actually, I'm getting that nice kind of banana-like flavor out of it. Not as intense as something like Live Oak Cefe, but a bit more balanced with the malts. but it's got this honey, almost honey like, I want to say, sweetness to it that's really really nice. That malt, yeah, that malt's definitely the forefront of this beer, and it's really enjoyable. I love the way that it's coming across. The mouth feels it's crisp, light, thin, very refreshing. Definitely something I'd easily drink on a pretty hot day. Um, but overall, I think it's a really really good beer. Um, I enjoy wit beers a lot, and this one's very malt forward, a little bit more, I'd say, malt and slightly yeast forward. Not a whole, excuse me, not getting a ton of big spices coming out, but that's okay. Sometimes I don't think that wit beers need to be overly spiced, and it really lets the malt show here, and I really like that about this beer. But yeah, I mean, you like wit beers, I would definitely recommend this one. I've seen it on the shelves pretty much, HEBs, Whole Foods, Specs, things like that. Pretty should be pretty easy to find here in the Houston area. I'm not sure how far outside of Austin they distribute to, but here in Houston it should be pretty easy to find. But with that said, say think global, drink local, and cheers.